Oh my god, I look like a European man right now. Like, okay, hello, welcome. I'm in like this workout set because I'm actually going to a head spa, and I figured workout clothes were a little bit more, I can like do what I need to do. But yeah, my first time going to a head spa. My sister and her friend Sarah actually went. Sarah Meg went. She has a video on that as well, so I'll tag her. But they recommended this place called KL Skincare, and they do a head spa. So I'm gonna try it for the first time today, and I'm very excited because I need a spa day. I need rest, and so this is my self-care vlog. I'm gonna take you along with me. I have about 10 minutes till this appointment, so I'm just kind of sitting and waiting. I'd rather be early anyways for this kind of thing. So it's like an hour and a half, 30-ish minutes for a facial, and then like the rest of the time is going to be oh, this man fully walked by me, and then the rest of the time is going to be washing your hair. And it's like a whole process. There's a massage involved, like some massage. So I'm really excited. And as you can tell probably from my voice, I have been just down for the count. I'm better now, but like the congestion has left me sounding like this. So I'm good, but I'm really excited to be getting this spa day. I booked it in the midst of my sickness because I was like, I need this beginning of 2025 to be better right now. It did not start off the way I intended it to. Not that we always intend things to start off the way we want. Yeah, I'll talk more about that later, but I'm gonna head into the spa now, and yeah, come along with me for a self-care day. We're going to the spa. We're gonna probably stop at Ulta, and then I'm gonna go to a cafe for lunch, and maybe some, you know, writing, and I'll talk through that later. But for now, I'm gonna go to the spa, and once again, I look like I look like a meme right now. I can't explain it, but I'm sure you understand. All right, I will see you later. Okay, we're back, and the hair has been washed and the skin has been facialized, and it was great. It was great. 10 out of 10 experience. I almost felt like I wanted her to massage harder on my face. She was very gentle though, and the skin is very, you know, delicate anyways. So I can imagine why like no one's going hard. But I think because I already have like headache and swollenness from like, we went out last night, had a few drinks, and just like being ill, it was like, you could go a little harder. Yeah, then they gave me a little takeaway present. So just some hand cream and foot mask. Love that. I'm currently in the parking lot, and I'm trying to turn on the air conditioning because it's a little toasty. It's like 70 degrees, so not too bad. I might do a little bit of makeup. My skin was peeling around my nose because I was blowing my nose from being sick, and I was worried a few days ago that it would, you know, sting for them to use skincare products, but I did not feel any irritation whatsoever. And I also waited for my skin. Like, I was like, okay, I think my skin will be fine. I did a lot of moisturizing beforehand, so these last few days that it wouldn't be a problem. So I think that helped, but nothing irritated my skin. I'm gonna just do light makeup because I do want to run to Ulta, pick up some press-on nails. It's our self-care girl day, and I want to get some new nails. I feel like I do have some nails already, but I just want some stuff. I want like a specific kind of press-on nail style, and we'll see if they have it. But if they don't, I won't cry about it. My face is really dry from like just the dehydration of this illness. And from last night's festivities, we went out to a downtown area for, well, we got sushi first, which I don't eat sushi, so my husband had because he loves sushi, and I was like, let's go to sushi. Like, we never go, and I feel bad all the time about it. So I was like, we'll go to the sushi place. I know they have chicken and like other stuff, so I can eat something. So that was nice. But yeah, this head spa was great. It really like just was what I needed. Really glad I did it. It was only $70 for an hour and a half, which is like, you know, but this is like a local place. They're actually pretty popular on TikTok. The lady was telling me, she said a lot of people had to cancel this week because of the fires going on in LA, which I kind of already mentioned in a community post, but I do not live in LA. I live in a county next to it, so I'm pretty far away from where the fires are, and the fires are actually spreading in the other directions. So it's not too concerning for like where I live right now, which is great. And in case you're wondering, I'm using this like travel kit of brushes, which honestly comes in handy. I didn't want to go back home because Shanique is streaming. He streams on Twitch on Saturdays, so I was like, let me just have a girl day. Let me just get a head spa going. Let me get my Ulta mini haul and just like do that. And now my hair is washed and dried. They don't like really style it, but that's okay. Like I'm not going anywhere special. I am gonna go to a cafe, and I just feel like the makeup that I'm doing is mainly just to make me feel a little bit better. You know, it's all part of the self-care process. I'm doing it in the car, so nothing special, and I'm not doing intense. I'm just trying to get rid of some redness for the most part. Had a great experience, would absolutely do this again. They were just so nice, and I just love these like pamper sessions that, oddly enough, in 2024 I told myself I would have a spa day. Never did it. So 2025, y'all, is spa days all the time, every month. Let's just go and do it. And it doesn't need to be crazy expensive. It doesn't need to be like, you know, crazy. So I'm just over here gonna book more spa days, because like, why not? Why the heck not? Give you the download of like how things have been, but yeah, we got back from New York on like the 28th of December. We stayed for like a week, a little bit over a week, and it was great spending Christmas in New York, but it was definitely cold, and I don't know, I've just been, I dealt with some like anxiety. So much fun hanging out with family and friends and stuff like that, but there's just something about not being in my own home, not like having my routine, that really just made it hard to fully be present and enjoy everything. And I don't know, it just makes me not like get excited about traveling. It's like the weirdest thing. I just like being in my space and like making my food. It's so weird how I'm just not into like the idea of traveling anywhere. Like the thought of it is really just exhausting to me. We had, you know, flights and travel, actual travel stuff wasn't too bad. The first day we went, we took a red eye, which probably may not do that again, because I kid you not, a 2-year-old on that flight screamed the entire time for the full 5-6 hours in the night. No one got sleep on that plane. I would be shocked. And the child was screaming like it was being tortured, okay? Like, it wasn't a baby scream, like, it was like belting, yodeling, screaming. Like, it was not the vibes, you guys. And I had so much sleep deprivation. And then the Airbnb we were in, I'm giving you all the tea, failed to tell us they had a child. I think children were like the nemesis of my trip. And they had a small child who did not cry in the night, but they did cry during the day. And it was just like, you know, when you're chilling at your Airbnb, you just don't want to be like hearing every single word above you and like tantrum. It's just not. And it's weird because I don't know that you need to disclose that on an Airbnb post, right? It's not maybe safe to say you have children. So I get that. So yeah, I don't know. It was a nice Airbnb otherwise, but I'd probably give it like a 2 or 3 out of 5 for the fact that they had a child and it was really loud and you could hear everything above you. And then their oven didn't work, so I couldn't really make anything that I had in mind for using the oven. And we were there for over a week, so like that's where you want to like maybe make some meals. And then they didn't have a blow dryer, and I specifically didn't bring a blow dryer because it said on their description that they would have a blow dryer, and they didn't. So maybe someone stole it and they just didn't realize. I don't know. There were so many little things that at one point I was just like, I don't want to keep messaging my Airbnb people problems. Like, I didn't pay this much money to go on vacation to be like, oh, the oven doesn't work. Oh, you don't have a blow dryer. And like, maybe they would have resolved everything. So yes, I could have messaged them, but I'm on vacation. I'm busy. I have things to do. I don't have time to like coordinate with you to get a blow dryer. Like, you know, like that's just not how I want to spend my time, is like getting these things fixed. You know, I don't know. That's just like how I felt at the time. And I fully believe they would have maybe tried to help and do their best, but I also was just kind of annoyed at that point. I was like, you didn't tell me you had a kid, and then now I have to like tell you all these other issues. I just feel like it's so inconvenient for everybody. And I haven't been able to film because once we got back from New York, we had a chill few days. I was really in the mood. I was like planning New Year's resolutions, and then lo and behold, me and Shamik both get sick. He got sick like a day before me, and then I got sick, and then everything was on hold. So I couldn't film any videos I wanted to film. I couldn't work on anything, all my other New Year's resolutions that I was like, maybe I won't make any. And then I was like making a full list. I was like, okay, never mind. I will say for this year, I'm keeping it really focused on like a high priority goal of mine, and that's to get back into writing. If nobody knows, I have been an avid lover of books since I was born, basically. I've loved to read. I'm big into like fantasy and romance and just all that good stuff. And so ever since I was very young, I've always wanted to be a writer and write stories. And so I've off and on been working on novels here and there, probably maybe the last 7 years. Because I had college and that was hard to focus on anything like that. I wanted to get back into it last year and it just didn't go the way I wanted it to. And now this January, I'm like, hey, let's figure this out. Let's build a writing routine that's going to get me closer to where I want to be, because this is what I love. I love writing, and it's like my ultimate, if you will, fairy tale dream of what I want to be and do in life. It's not something that like is possible right now in terms of like I can quit my job and become a writer. It's a little bit more complicated than that. I'm sure many people can relate. Art is just a little different than other things, but I am also someone who loves a lot of different things, so I don't mind, you know, doing other things, having other jobs. Doing ASMR is something I love. What I will say is that I'm kind of done putting writing to the wayside. I really want to focus on it and give it a lot of love this year. So a lot of what I feel makes you successful with goals is habits. If you work on something a little bit at a time, it ends up getting done way faster than not having a habit. And so I guess that really is the goal, is to have a better writing habit in this year. Yes, I would love to get certain things published or what have you, but I think for right now, the focus is just get the habit going, and then I'll start to see progress naturally. For those other kind of more vague goals, a little bit less out of my control, right? Like I can't really control if I get published or not. That's kind of dependent on other people. But I know I can control my habits, so I can control writing on a day-to-day. And I am so sad because the weekend I wanted to start writing and getting into it, I got sick last weekend. So today I was like, I'm gonna do this head spa. I'm gonna go to a cafe and write. Basically going to read a book I've already written. It's a first draft, and I'm going to start rereading it and taking edits down for revision, the next draft. And that will be like my next basically project. So that's where I'm at in a nutshell. I haven't eaten yet, so I do need to eat some food, but I haven't been like too starving, so I think I'm gonna stop at Ulta, try to find press-on nails, and then go get some food. I might have beaten the lunch rush, so I might be good to go on that front. But we'll see. It's Saturday, so it could be very busy for all I know. I'm gonna do my eyebrows, and then I'll catch you in a bit, maybe when I'm at Ulta.
You because it's easier. I've parked at the cafe I'm going to, but for Ulta, I just kind of wanted to get in and get out. I am starting to feel really hungry and have a headache since I haven't eaten all day, so don't recommend that. But I picked up some OPI nails. I wanted the kind of like donut glaze-esque look, so I have these like white ones, and then I have these pink ones, which I'm just like really into pinks right now. So yeah, it wasn't exactly the best selection, and it was busy there, so I'm gonna still decide what I'm gonna do for this weekend for my nails, but probably press-ons because I'm feeling like it again. I've been short nails for 2 weeks at this point, so I'm kind of itching for some new nails. But let's go into our cafe, and hopefully they still have some good food, or their kitchen's okay, because sometimes it gets busy and their kitchen gets backed up and I'm starving. Finished up at the cafe. I don't know what it was, but I was getting like, I don't know, like nervous pulling out my laptop. So I did pull out a notebook and whatnot, but I don't know. I think because I'm like trying to get back into it, I'm around a bunch of people and the music is overstimulating, and I'm trying to beat the headache by eating the food, but not eating too fast. I don't know. All of that made it for, I got to just read chapter 1 basically of my first draft, and then wrote some notes, but I don't really feel like I had some good focus time on it. So I think I'm gonna just spend time on it at home and just yeah, take another little quick trip somewhere, because I do need to kill some time. So I was like, you know what, I could use a dessert because it's a self-care day, so might as well get dessert. There are a ton of cute dessert cafes like all around this neighborhood, so I'm gonna go to this place called the Vintage 1979 or something like that. So I'm gonna try it. I've never been there before. I tend to not try new things a lot of the time, so today I'm just trying some new stuff. Although this cafe I've been to before. Yeah, it's also not like a ton of people are like studying or working in there, so I felt a little bit weird doing that. But it's also like a cafe, like no one's like rushing for you to get out of there kind of thing, because it's a counter where you purchase your food and then you go sit down, so it's not like you're being waited on by a waiter or anything. I don't know, it was just like something where maybe take this project home and like work on it in like my environment rather than like out in public for right now. But that's the next stop on the agenda, is the dessert place. I've just been so perceived today. I think I can't handle it. I have been locked in my house for like 2 weeks, and so going out in public, I'm just like so aware of everyone else. So change of plans. The other dessert place there was no parking, so I managed to just find this other place. I barely read the reviews, but it's like a dessert boba place. I don't know, I might just get a coffee, we will see. But it's called Crave, so I'm gonna go check it out, see if they have a dessert or a drink that I can take with me, and then I might head home to hopefully not interrupt Shamik's streaming, but I'm sure I can like run to the bedroom if he is still trying to continue his stream. But yeah, I can't manage to like kill more time. Like I kind of want to go home and lay down. It's been a lot. I've been out and about. I think after the spa as well, I'm just like very relaxed, and so like everything is jarring. I'm gonna take it easy, but for now, let's go get some dessert. That was kind of a bust, but this place ran out of, like, they couldn't make milkshakes, and they did sell milkshakes, so it was either that or coffee I was interested in, but they also couldn't make coffee. Everyone's down for the count. Okay, it's the beginning of the year, it's rough, I get it. So instead I got this Thai brulee boba, so I'm curious as to how it's gonna taste. I feel like the last time I had boba, the boba sucked. Like it was overcooked or something. Like it wasn't chewy like a gummy. It was like you bit all the way through it, and it was like gritty. Yeah, that was my last experience with boba, so I'm a little bit nervous trying to drink this. Do a taste test. Okay, it's frozen. Didn't know that would be the didn't realize I got a smoothie. Boba's the correct texture, thank goodness. Okay, so like some of it is like icy, and then some of it is just like regular like tea texture, or not.
icy. Not bad. Kind of wish I had had chocolate, but I like Thai tea, so I haven't had it in a long time. That's good. Yeah, I'm not upset about it. Just had to pivot because obviously machines are down. I'm gonna head home. Shamik is still streaming, but he said I can come and like go to the bedroom and he can pause his screen or whatever. So I'm gonna do that because I just simply need to like go home and rest now from being out and about. So that's what we're gonna do. Oh my god, this is so funny. I accidentally left my camera, like a small tripod, in the living room, and Shamik is streaming right now. So I have you propped up on a book, tissue box, and 3 tarot oracle card decks. A little bit of a precarious situation, but we're managing. Sorry about the light behind me. The sun is already going down. There's not much I can do at this point. I've actually been able to like kind of finish this. It feels like it's a lot, but it's a very like small cup. Like, it's not too big. I actually had to take some Advil because I think this headache is pre-period headache, because I've eaten something, I've had water, and so I just think it's my luteal phase. I also put on a sweater because I was freezing when I got home. Oh my god. Okay, so the head spa, what I did specifically was like a facial and hair wash. Basically, the woman has you like lay down, and she first did like the facial stuff, and then she put like a face mask on me, and while the face mask was sitting, then she washed my hair and she like scrubbed my scalp. And you know, when she did the facial, she like massage. She used like those icy ball roller things that kind of like cool, and you know, I almost used my icy like face roller this morning because I felt so swollen, but she ended up using that on me, so kind of helped with that. So it was like a mix of cool and warm. And then when she's washing the hair, they have like these, like, I don't know if you've seen them on like TikTok or whatnot, but they're these like faucets that are kind of like a halo around you, and they're just like washing your hair or like washing the shampoo out. And she would like wash, and then she'd like wash down the neck and she also like washed the décolletage and then massaged while she did that. And then they used hot stones, which I have not really experienced before, but this is my first time with hot stones, and I'm a fan. Honestly, I kind of want my own hot stones. How does one get hot stones, you guys? Because I love it. So basically, she would like take a hot stone and like kind of use it as like a massager. Oh, loved it. And you could like feel the warmth of it. And then she kind of like massaged the arm, and then she had me like hold on to the hot stone, like kind of like as I was laying down, I had a hot stone in each hand. And it's so funny because my hands get really cold like all the time. I was just at my book club meeting, and my friends are like, your hands are cold. I'm like, my hands are always cold. So when she gave me the hot stones in my hand, I was like, oh my god, this is so great. I had a good little self-care day. I feel like the writing stuff didn't go as well as I wanted it to, and I think that's just because of the headache and like the overstimulation of being out and about. And I feel like I just, again, haven't been around people in like 2 weeks. So my brain was like, whoa, everyone's here. I've just been kind of scrolling TikTok, honestly. I know it's like at the point in which I'm filming this, we have like 8 more days with it, essentially. It is supposed to be banned on January 19th, and I love TikTok. TikTok is something that like I consume a lot more than I create on there. And I just feel like I've used TikTok since really like right after the pandemic happened. I downloaded it. I was kind of like a year late to the party. I feel like that's when people started to like really get like aware of it and used it, because we were all locked up inside basically. And that was like our source of community. But yeah, I just feel like I'm gonna really miss TikTok. I feel like the community aspect, even though I do think that yes, we all should be in our physical communities if possible and contributing in those ways. That being said, TikTok, social media is a kind of like a form of communication for us to grow awareness and connect more with each other. So it goes hand in hand. I feel like physical community doesn't necessarily always happen without social media playing some kind of part, right? Like spreading awareness of events, spreading awareness of things. Like these LA fires right now, you know, I've just seen videos of people, you know, donation sites and people coming together. And it's like, how, would people really know about those things if they read an article on a news station? Maybe, maybe not. Like, it's really tough to like get pushed those types of things locally unless you're seeking it out. And one of the great things about awareness is sometimes you can get something in front of someone that wasn't aware of it or wasn't intentionally seeking it, but suddenly they're aware of it, and then they get to kind of make a decision on if they want to partake or if it's something they're interested in. So I think that's just something that we're going to be losing with TikTok. I don't know what is going to happen, but I work in marketing, so I'm right there with everyone where it's like, well, you have all these other platforms like Meta, which not a lot of people love for good reasons. It's also kind of funky over there sometimes with the algorithm. It's just not the same. Or people just only have their family members. Like, it's not really, you get a lot of awareness of strangers or other people as much. It's a lot of just like people you know. I'm curious to see what YouTube Shorts might look like. I have a feeling a lot of people are gonna try and invest time there, and so I hope YouTube, you know, takes a chapter out of TikTok's book and like works on that side of things to make it as similar as possible. If we no longer have TikTok available to us, we might as well try and copycat, I feel. Not that it's going to be the exact same, but that's just kind of depressing. I really enjoyed TikTok. I really enjoyed learning and growing on it. I do think, yes, I probably doom scrolled a lot as well, but I do feel like TikTok is just kind of like my favorite app and that I like to consume. But that being said, I've done my part to find things outside of social media to grow in, and I'm excited to spend time this year on those things, like connecting with people. Yeah, and then continuing to post ASMR, which I love. I wanted to do this vlog because I was like, I need to get back into filming, and I just needed I don't know, a gateway video to start getting back into the groove. So this is my like vlog to do that. Funny because I have like bags. Hot mess. I need to like clean tomorrow. I need to do cleaning. I just haven't done anything in a little bit. Thank goodness my mom was so nice and cleaned our home while we were out in New York. So I haven't had to really clean too much other than the basics like kitchen, trash, laundry. But because of the LA fires, I was throwing some bags together because I was kind of nervous that, you know, worst case scenario. But now these bags are just kind of sitting as piles. So I think I need to just put them back. I don't know that we're gonna need to have them out like right now. I do have our emergency go bag with like actual emergency stuff near the door, so I'll probably just leave that there. But this is more like stuff, if I could take it, I would kind of thing. In my panicked state, thinking that maybe we would have to evacuate, which again, we're very far away, or at least we're far enough away. Quickly went through a lot of Sentimental items and tried to like organize things, because like if we had to leave, I'd grab photos, I'd grab like my childhood blanket I have. It's really interesting to see how this shows you like what you would walk away with if you really had to choose. And I think what's been interesting is like my closet, for example. There's a lot of clothes that I don't like. Obviously, in comparison to saving my own life or my husband or my dog, like we're a priority over anything. Clothes are replaceable. Even then, I don't have like these like deep feelings for a lot of my clothes, but I do have feelings about my books. So I have a lot of books that I would be really sad to leave behind, but I did actually make a little pile of books that have like sentimental meaning towards me. Actually, like all the books, there's like a row of books here. Those are like all my childhood books that I've kept since grade school. And I had to go through those and just pick ones that were like most precious to me. I mean, it's not that the book isn't something I could ever rebuy. Like, these books still exist to my knowledge, and like they're not extinct. There's just something about these copies, you know, these physical copies that hold memories and just love. It's hard to explain, but I'm sure you understand. So for example, my Ella Enchanted 2004, or I got this in 4th grade, but this says 1997 on it. So I remember buying this at Target with my mom. I've reread this book 100 times probably as a child. Like, I would just reread books. I couldn't always go to the library, and then like sometimes I would just want to reread books that I loved. I did that so much when I was younger. Not so much now as an adult. I feel like maybe I have so much more access to more books whenever I want. This physical copy holds so much value to me and would not want to let it go. Same for this copy of The Goose Girl, one of my absolute favorite books. I've probably mentioned it before. Yeah, it's just like one of my favorite. I think I got this at the Scholastic, you know, catalogs. You know, the book catalogs you had as a child. This was probably one of the, I think this is one of the books. Yeah, because it says this edition is only available for distribution through the school market. Crazy. So yeah, and I got this around the same time, same age, grade school. Beautiful story. Love The Goose Girl. We would reread this all the time. Still reread it as an adult. It's just written so beautifully and kind of a timeless book as well. It's not exactly the original copy, but it represents an original copy that I did read of, The Princess Academy, also by Shannon Hale. So this is the same author. Shannon Hale, The Princess Academy. I love this book. It's basically about a bunch of girls who are sent to an academy to like learn how to be a princess, to be eligible potentially for a prince, but they all live in this like mountain, and it's just such a beautiful story. Like, I love this book. When I read it for the first time, it was a library book. So I never actually bought it until I became an adult and remembered, this is one of my favorite books ever. Why don't I own a copy? And I found the version of this online with the cover art that I liked because they changed it. Middle school books and grade school books now have just like weird, like scary looking children smiling at you, like cartoonish. But this is just so beautiful. Like, I did not like the newest version, so I bought the original cover art that I loved as a kid. So, Laura Ingalls Wilder, Little House on the Prairie books, absolutely grew up on those. I also love the TV show. I know I can rebuy those books anywhere. Again, I actually have all the books in like a box set, but I know that like that would be really heavy if I had to escape. So I just chose my favorite copy. So I got this one. It's The Long Winter. I actually stole this from my childhood library. They no longer exist anymore, so it's fine. But this book is like falling apart. Like, a whole part of the book is actually loose. Like, that's been like that since I've had this book. Actually, this side as well. So the binding, it's not actually bound. I need to like figure that out, but it still has the library stickers on it. So I don't know why I love this book, but The Long Winter is actually about the coldest blizzard winter in, I think they're in Dakota territory at this point. It's the longest winter ever, and it lasted from like October to April and constantly below zero. And it just talks about how this town is like dealing with this blizzard. Basically, Laura and her family are dealing with this natural disaster this whole time and trying to survive. So there's that thread the whole entire way. And then, yeah, that's just this like book. Yeah, and just the way the book feels in my hand, like there's just no other book like this. That's why I want to keep it. Another set of books, which I figured is small enough for me to take with me, is the Princess Diaries, the OG box set. This was actually originally my sister's, and I think I like stole it from her, so it's over here, Michelle, if you need them. These I grew up on teenage years. I actually took French in high school because Mia Thermopolis took French in high school and I wanted to be like her, so this was a cultural moment. I could not bring these with me. And then lastly, I'll mention Twilight.
Twilight is probably my favorite book out of the series of Twilight. Like, the first book is my absolute favorite. This is the first, I think I got this when I was like 14. I have the entire series, but for some reason this copy is just more precious to me. It's my favorite book out of the series, so I would absolutely bring this with me if I had the time and the leisure to do that in an evacuation scenario. So yeah, I mean, obviously I would leave all of that behind if I absolutely had to, but there's nothing quite like this situation to make you evaluate what to keep, what to get rid of. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna start doing, given there's no craziness going on anymore, I'm gonna start getting rid of some stuff that I'm like, you know what, I don't like this in general, and I wouldn't take it with me, so does it really belong here? Now, that's not to say that everything is worth throwing away. Sometimes you can fall back in love with stuff, you know? Sometimes it just takes imagination. So I don't want to necessarily rush to like get rid of everything, because I don't want that to happen, but I do feel like there's some stuff I can move on from. You know, now's a good time to give stuff away. I know there's a lot of donation sites going on, but I'm kind of far away, so I don't know if I'm gonna make a trek to go do that. I'm gonna just start gathering stuff right now, and then we'll see what I end up doing with it. But I usually give stuff to Goodwill because it's like right near my house and I can do that. I think the rest of my evening I'm just gonna chill, kind of make a plan for tomorrow, but I think tomorrow's gonna be a cleaning day for sure. But yeah, that's pretty much my update. I'll see if there's anything else later tonight to update on, but this has already been like a long vlog, I feel. So, a lot of chit chat. It's a bit later. We had pho for dinner, which was kind of necessary because I definitely still feel like I'm getting over this congestion. With everything going on right now where we live with the LA fires, it's just everything I'm seeing, and it's just rough. So I feel like kind of incapacitated a little bit. Like, it's hard to do anything of, I guess, frivolously, or like, I don't know if that makes sense, but like it's hard to like focus on enjoying anything like reading or watching TV. So right now I'm kind of like decluttering my closet. I have this huge pile of clothes. I'm just kind of grabbing things that I know don't fit me anymore. I've just been holding on for a few seasons that I know I'm not using. I've been actually meaning to declutter for a while, just because drawers are getting harder to close. I do need to go through those drawers, so I'm probably just gonna go through and start getting rid of stuff. So yeah, it's keeping me busy right now and giving my hands something to do. Yeah, I think just with like the TikTok ban, and then obviously the fires, and then I was sick. It's just like a lot going on in the world in general this month. It's rough. It's rough out here. I'm sure we're all coping in our own ways, but it is really beautiful to see like communities coming together for the LA fires around me, and even TikTok online. I feel like everyone's just kind of like, who has been on TikTok and who likes TikTok, you know, we're all collectively grieving about it. And I'm trying to follow all my favorite creators and on other platforms just in case. It's just really sad. I can't imagine what that must feel like to, for instance, if YouTube was gone tomorrow and I lost this channel, like this access. Not like my full-time job, but a lot of people rely on these apps to fuel their jobs sometimes. Like the head spa I went to today, I wouldn't have known about it unless my sister and her friend found out about it on TikTok, and it's viral. And I was talking to the head spa woman today, and I told her about how viral it was on TikTok, and you know, her face lit up, and like that's a small business that grew because people became aware of it on this platform. And it's just hard to know if that's gonna kind of play out the same way it does on other platforms than it has on TikTok. So here's hoping we can remake that experience in other ways, in other shapes or forms, because I do think the internet is a good tool for it educating us and informing us, and every tool can be used for good or bad, of course. But yeah, I'm just hopeful. I'm trying to be hopeful, I suppose, but yeah, right now it's really hard to kind of focus on anything creative or fun. So I'm just kind of working with my hands right now, cluttering, and it kind of feels therapeutic a little bit. I thought maybe I'd end this vlog with like a few of my personal New Year's resolutions. I mentioned the big one was going to be writing, so I've already talked about that one. Obviously writing is one of the big ones. It's probably like my most important one. I'm still working on my health and fitness. I do have some specific goals around that, but that's kind of been my goals for the last 2 years, so I've added that as a goal, but it's definitely something that it's not like the highest priority, but it's still a priority to me. I still have a weekly habit of exercise that I want to achieve and specific goals around that, and I'm really happy with the progress I'm making or have made in the last 2 years, and I feel like I'm very close. But also I will never be done with health and fitness. Like, it's always going to be improving upon, you know, the state of my being. I can't wait to continue to exercise and like find new ways of exercising that help me feel my best. Food has always been like something of importance in this health and fitness journey. So for me, it's just continuing that habit that I've built up, and a lot of that has just been making my own food, and like that's been saving me a lot of money, and I really do enjoy making my own food and eating good things, but I also indulge and I don't like give up everything. So just continuing that. I do have reading goals, but I will save that for another video that I do intend to hopefully film and share a bit more about my reading goals then. Saving some money is definitely on the list. We have some house projects we need to kind of attend to. There's still some like holes in our place, and that's like a whole separate story. So we need to do some house maintenance. So that's definitely a goal on the list. I don't want it to be on the list, but it's on the list. Fun thing, it's more like a bucket list item, is trying ballet classes. So I might go with my sister and possibly Sarah if we're all available to. I told them I was just gonna do like an adult beginner class because I did ballet when I was like a kid. So I remember some stuff, but like I'm not like, I don't have a refresher, so I'm gonna need like beginner classes for right now. And then if I want to get more technical or improve upon technicals, I know there's like other types of classes out there, so we might try a ballet class. I'm so excited. I do want to go back to therapy this year. We'll see how that plans out, but I mean, I did have a therapist, but I kind of want a new therapist. I ended up seeing that therapist like a year ago, or a year plus at this point, because I felt like I was in a good place. Now I feel like I do want to return back to therapy for some stuff, so that is one goal. I wanted to get a massage and facial, which technically I've already achieved with the head spa. Even though I've technically marked that goal off, I do want to actually do that more frequently. So I would love another spa day and multiple spa days throughout the rest of this year if I can manage it. I also want to go to the Ren Fair, which I already bought my ticket for. Woo! Going with my book club, and we're so excited. We're already like planning our outfits. So I'm going to the Ren Fair again this year, so I'm excited about that. And then I would love to go back to Disneyland. I haven't been in over a year, so I figure it'd be a good time to go this year at some point. That's pretty much all I have for now that I want to share. We went to a dinner and like the downtown area, like I mentioned, for our date night last night. But here's our photo booth photos. So cute. So we love taking these, and I have these all over our fridge. Add it to our collection. But yeah, thank you for coming along to this very long self-care day vlog where a lot of it was just in my car. So I do apologize. There wasn't like too much I could share given all the activities I was doing, but I'm glad to be home and relaxing with my little family, and I will catch you all in the next update video. But I hope you're doing well. I hope at this point when this goes up, I've at least posted one ASMR video. That's my intention. I do have a lot of videos that I want to get up. It's just been a little bit delayed for me because of everything going on. So I appreciate the patience. I know everyone's probably got their mind on everything else going on right now, so I'm sure I'll all be back in action hopefully soon. Yeah, I really hope, depending on when this goes up, things are looking brighter, but we'll see. I hope wherever you are, you're doing well. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.